What's up? Alex O Crypto here, coming at you talking about one of the most important mindset slash things in trading, and that's risk management. So let's jump in the charts. Let's take a look at what we have here and what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about 5, maybe even a bonus one at the end, key things to help you guys practice good risk management. Now, we know that we want to trade and we know we want to preserve capital, right? But the first key thing is having a long-term perspective on the market. Now, what does that mean? That means that no matter what, if we preserve our capital, we're able to make more trades over a longer period of time without losing it. And this is where good risk management comes into play. Whether it's a long position, whether it's a short position, we need to practice good risk management. So having a long-term perspective and not just trying to catch short trades has to be number one priority. Because if we preserve that capital, we're able to trade for a longer period of time without losing it. Now, secondly, stop losses. My friends, use a stop loss. Please, shout out to you guys who are using the stop losses. You know, this is essential, right? This is essential. Now, if I'm jumping into a trade, right? Let's say I jump in here, right? And I put this under the previous lows from the past. If we look to the left, a lot of people put it under the previous lows, which is a good start, right? Which is a good start. Depending on your targets and where you want to hit, a 3-to-1 ratio is pretty good in my opinion, right? But the key thing is to set it and not move it. Now, for me, I've been guilty of this, thinking that I'm just going to think that the price is going to move in the direction I want it, therefore not admitting when I was wrong, and therefore setting me up for an even greater loss and failing to remember step 1 is preservation of capital. So if I'm sticking to my risk management, means I'm setting a stop loss that's relative to the trade, and I'm not moving it, right? That is huge. So let's try to be strong, and let's try to practice the mindset of I can be wrong multiple times, because look, if I take a long here, I get stopped out, right? Bang, that sucks, right? But I only lost 1/3, right? Now, if I go back in here, same thing, and look, boom, I hit my trade. I make 2 out of 3. We're winning, right? It sounds simple, but it's hard to do. But a stop loss will prevent you from losing too much, and then not being able to trade for a longer period of time. So number 3, risk management is the key to longevity in the trading game, right? Never risk more than you can afford to lose, or a small percentage of your account on any one trade. Even if you're like 99% sure, just practice this risk management, right? So that when the opportunity arises, we can maximize the profits throughout the gains, right? Because there will be times, if we're practicing good risk management, where a trade will go longer than expected, and we will hit the so-called jackpot trades where we can make quite a nice profit, right? Now, what comes along with risk management? Well, to be plain and simple, is that we need to have a strategy. Now, you can see all this BS on my chart, but I know what it means. I have a plan. I'm looking for price to work its way down to a certain level with confluences, with my trade setup, so maybe I can jump into a plan. And with that plan, I have a risk management plan within it. I have heights that I'm aiming for, and I have a stop loss to ensure that if I am wrong, I'm not losing as much capital, right? So having a plan is key in order to be profitable. Now, you can subscribe, like to the channel. We're always sending setups in the Discord, and that's linked down below. So I would really appreciate if you subscribe and like to this channel. You know, we're growing slowly but surely, but we're trying to come out with a risk management playlist so that people can practice good risk management, good mindset, so that we can all be more profitable traders. Now, number 5 is one of the hardest things, and we'll have multiple videos on this, and that is, my friends, emotional control. Now, we see price move, and we just did a video on FOMO, and we did not get into the short here, and we see price move down, and we want to jump into that trade. We get emotional. We're like, oh, we missed out. Oh, I just lost a good percentage. I need to get back in and revenge trade. There's all these emotions, and we need to remove the emotions, right? Because when we have solid risk management and we have a setup and a plan, we go with the plan, we get into the trades, we practice the good risk management, and it leaves that off the table. Have you ever wondered why you don't sleep well when you have a trade running in the background? Well, that's probably because you don't have your risk management set, and you're sitting there with hopium, hoping that your trade will go the right way instead of having a plan and being okay with the loss. For me, personally, my last and concluding tip is that for me, I pretend that I've already lost the trade. And now this may sound crazy. It may sound crazy, but if I go in and I'm like, okay, here's my trade, here's my setup, I enter my trade, and guess what? I can walk away from the computer, right? I can walk away from the phone, whatever you're trading on, the tablet. But if I already assume that, hey, I've already lost this trade, here's my setup, I'm going to go with this, here it goes, bang, it's been proven, back tested, and we'll see how it works out. Now, to me, that's just a little mental trick that I use in order to trick myself or convince myself that it might be a loss already. So I don't sit there hoping that price goes in my direction, right? And it tends to help me a lot in the long term. So yes, watch out for not having a good long-term perspective, not using a stop loss. Let's lose those stop losses. Using the risk management tools of at least a 3-to-1 ratio, right? Having a trade plan when we get into the trade. And last but not least, emotional control. So stay safe out there, my friends. Otter Gang, peace and love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me, and talk to you later. Peace out.